Maryland's Secret, brought to you by Pontiac Motor Cars. America's luxury leader and Old Dixie biscuit flour, the best biscuits you've ever tried. Tonight's presentation, Maryland's Secret, written by best-selling author and producer Rock Hatfield, finds our Maryland in quite the pickle. Join us now for Maryland's Secret.
When she finally finished, Amy turned pale and sank onto her settee. Sweet Jesus, Marilyn, are you certain Jack wasn't just putting you on? This is madness. Would I joke about something like this? Marilyn fired back, fear and desperation etched across her beautiful features. Bobby confirmed it, Amy. The government has live aliens stashed away, and they're willing to eliminate anyone who breathes a word about it. Amy was aghast, covering her mouth with one trembling hand. But why tell you? You're just an actress, however famous. Apparently, Jack thought he could trust me to keep the biggest secret in human history. Tears welled up in Marilyn's eyes. And now his lunatic brother has me living under a death threat. I don't know what to do. Amy instantly went into protective mode, wrapping her arms around her shaken friend. Shh, it's all right. I'm here for you. We'll get through this madness together, I promise. As the two friends embraced, the gravity of the situation hung like a dark pall in the air. Their world had shifted on its axis permanently. For in that moment, they grasped a cosmic truth that now put their very lives in peril if they dared breathe a word. Little did they know, hundreds of miles away in a nondescript office in Las Vegas, danger had already zeroed in on them. Two sharply dressed men in black suits, black hats and black ties stepped through the door of a no-frills office. Harsh fluorescent lighting cast their shadows in daunting silhouettes against the drab walls. A gruff man in a rumpled cheap suit glanced up from his cluttered desk. Well, I'll be damned. What can I do for a couple of spookies from D.C.? The man greeted in a thick Midwest accent as he eyed them warily. The two visitors said nothing, merely adjusted their mirrored sunglasses in unnerving unison. The shorter one reached inside his suit jacket and produced a small leather-bound dossier, sliding it across the desk. Those are our orders direct from upstairs regarding the security breach, the man uttered cryptically. Time to clean house before this whole alien fiasco goes public. The officer's eyes went wide as he cracked open the folder, absorbing the lethal gravity of their instructions. He licked his dry lips apprehensively. You boys aren't kidding around, he remarked, barely masking his unease. But these are just dames we're talking about, right? Not exactly special forces caliber. Never underestimate what these particular ladies know, the taller suit countered coldly. Our overseas associates assure us this job needs to be handled by professionals. A bead of sweat rolled down the officer's brow. He eyed the stark black and white headshots of the two doomed women paperclipped to the classified dossier. Jesus, and here I thought this Tinseltown gig was just going to be keeping lovesick GIs away from Betty Grable's dressing room. The visitors simply stood in terse silence, letting the weight of this sinister new assignment linger in the air. The officer sighed deeply, his moral compass spinning out of control. But he knew all too well what a voice of dissent could mean in their line of work. All right then, boys, he muttered in solemn resignation. I owe you fellers a couple ladies' lives. The covert killers offered no reactions, steely visages utterly devoid of emotion. They merely turned on their heels and stepped back out into the harsh Nevada sun, leaving the officer to ponder how he'd deliver his gruesome orders. Because in their dark world of sanctioned murder, a pretty package ultimately meant nothing more than another routine day at the office. The hot Klieg lights bore down on Marilyn as she dazzled on the MGM soundstage. Swathed in a glittering red sequin gown that clung to her every curve, she effortlessly vamped and sashayed through the dazzling song and dance number. Frank Sinatra, clad in a tuxedo-tailed suit, matched her step for step with his rakish grin and smooth vaudeville moves. The cameraman's lens greedily drank in every hip sway and flash of Marilyn's million-dollar smile as the iconic pair commanded the set. Little did the crew realize the dark cloud looming over their iconic starlet, because just across the street, a long black Chrysler idled against the curb, its passenger cabin a hive of cold-blooded purpose. Two sharply dressed men sat in the front seats, the shorter one's gimlet eyes locked on Marilyn's soundstage antics through blasphemous binoculars. Thin wisps of blue smoke trailed from the lit cigarettes dangling from their sneers. "There she is, the little blonde bombshell," he muttered in a thick Brooklyn accent. "Love those gams, but that pretty pout of hers just signed her own death warrant."
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Marilyn's Secret. Marilyn's Secret has been brought to you by Pontiac Motor Cars, America's luxury leader and Old Dixie biscuit flour, the best biscuits you've ever tried. You can find Marilyn's Secret as a podcast and audiobook, available on many fine platforms. We hope you will join us for the next exciting episode of Marilyn's Secret.